I'm Mary Poppins, y'all.
It's not a bird, it's not a plane, it's Superhero Slate. It's a modern podcast where we talk about everything that's great, like movies, TV, superheroes. It's Superhero Slate, oh yeah.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Superhero Slate, the show where we run down the latest superhero entertainment news.
We love TV, movies, and superheroes, so let's talk it all out.
My name is Chris Dillard.
And my name's Mike Royer.
And this week, get our first Guardians of the Galaxy impressions.
That's right, that's right.
Everything else gets a trailer this week, it looks like.
Yeah, surprisingly.
Marvel's Defenders are coming to a hallway near you.
I hope it's insured. Whatever hallway it is, I hope you got hallway insurance, which I'm sure is skyrocketing premiums over there in Hell's Kitchen, Manhattan area.
Yeah, New York, a new business. If you got $1 million idea, open up a hallway insurance company. That's what we're going to talk about later. But first and foremost, we don't listen to the intro song when we record, but we have a new intro song this week, because you may have noticed, people. We were coming at you hard with some new stuff this week. And I'm really excited. Same show. If no one panic. Same show, same hosts. Okay, for those people who are depressed about that, we're sorry, but it's still us.
We're just as beautiful. And if you check us out on maybe Facebook video or on our YouTube channel, everything should look a little different too. We went ahead and we threw down some original artwork for our episode, and as you watch, you will see some things change. So you're not just looking at a static image anymore. So this is like the lightest version of animation you'll ever see go into a podcast. There is one frame per image, so it is very short, but I hope everybody likes it. I spent a lot of time.
he did, and I think it's the little Easter eggs in this as well, that people could find and maybe point and check out from all the stuff you did draw, because it's the little details that matter.
Yes, but I want to thank Chris in advance, who is going to be editing all of this stuff. This year is putting a little bit more on your plate, but I appreciate all the hard work that you are also going to be putting into it. But I'm also going to say, keep your eyes out into the future if you like to digest this podcast through video form, because we're going to be iterating on this over time. So our goal is really for every episode to look a little different. You know, I can always add drawings literally whenever I want, pop in. I have plans for my very own Stan Lee cameos, because, as we know, his role in the Marvel Universe is now expanding and getting slightly explained now. So I don't see why not he couldn't jump into our podcast,
Exactly. We're gonna have our own Stan Lee cameos. We've already had after credit scenes. If people haven't listened all the way through, we've been throwing stingers on all our episodes for over a year now. So we're moving up in the world. We're doing a little more. We'll have a new thumbnail icon as well. If you're listening to us on iTunes, do not panic. You don't have to change anything. All the work is coming from our side. So just bear with us. If you have any issues, let us know right away so we can fix it. That's one of the hardest things about transferring all this stuff over, is all the logistics. You might fudge a letter or fudge something, and it could break. So if you see something broken, let us know and we'll fix it right away. So
yeah, but that's housekeeping. I guess real quick before we jump into I would say a pretty robust news week with the kind of stuff that we got. Did you do anything exciting this weekend? I know you were close to a southern event that you went to, and I'll leave it at that, and I'll let you tell us.
Well, first and foremost, I had to split my Saturday between Free Comic Book Day and the Kentucky Derby.
Ooh, that is a very southern problem, a southern nerd problem.
Yeah, so we started Free Comic Book Day. I started at 7:30 in the morning, in the rain and cold here, because the weather can't make up its mind. And by the afternoon, it was sunny and bright and blue skies, and the horses were racing to beat the band. And I actually, from the local pool in the house I was in, I had the highest ranked horse, so I won $6. So
nice. I like to hear that.
Walking away with that, which also gave us one of our news topics this week, ironically. So watching the Kentucky Derby gave us something good. And big shout! I just want to give a shout out to all the people I talked to at Free Comic Book Day. our listeners, our new super fans. Sorry, Jim, but we got Jason and John and other people in the store. I had a great time talking about comic books and movies and TV shows coming up, and it was a good time. So,
oh man, I want to see our super fans fight it out. But I think the only way you're going to get me to watch the Kentucky Derby is somehow we get Beta Ray Bill down there, maybe running along the track with the horses. That'll get me involved.
Oh, that's wrong, Mike. He's not a horse. He is an entirely different species.
He certainly looks like a horse, Chris.
However, I will get at C2E2. I didn't get to bring this up. The best looking cosplay was someone in a Thor costume with the horse head, so it looked like Beta Ray Bill running around.
Close enough for me.
Yeah. So So did you do anything? I mean, you're asking me to set up this Kentucky Derby thing, but did you do anything, Mike?
Man, I was just busy drawing my little heart out to make sure our lovelies out there can enjoy this podcast in the highest quality video form that we can offer. And of course, also, I had a very busy Thursday night checking out Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Oh, is that a segue? Did you segue into Guardians of the Galaxy?
You know it, bro.
Oh, man, that's awesome, because I had a busy Thursday night checking out Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, and we have not talked about this at all.
No, we haven't. We are typically on radio silence when we see things like this.
Yeah, so Mike's been drawn. I've been watching horses run fast and turn left a little bit, but Guardians of the Galaxy has been in theaters. We've watched it. We hope you've watched it, because you can also tune in after this and listen to our Spoilercast, which we've not recorded yet. So
yeah, that's right. Make sure you're subscribed to the podcast, and you'll have that pop up in your feed. So don't worry. You never have to worry about spoilers for anything new or relatively new when you're listening to the Superhero Slate podcast. So yeah, I'm really excited. So I really want to know your initial impressions on this movie. Don't spoil it out there. So Chris, I gotta know, man. How did you like this movie?
I love this movie, Mike.
Ooh, okay.
I had a great time from start to finish. I couldn't feel the time passing. It was, I had a great time. I had to go to the bathroom really bad because I went before I went to the movie theater, but it was just a work day, and I've been drinking a lot anyway. I'm like, and I held it until it hurt so bad I couldn't see straight because I couldn't get up. There is no good time to get up and go to the bathroom during this movie, even if you had to. So I love Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. I think, to me, it's better than the first one. And we'll talk about that on the Spoilercast, but I had a great time. I loved it, and I'm glad I went. I like it so much. I went Saturday before noon. I watched it before the next day.
I knew you would, man. I was going to ask you how many times you saw it this weekend. I was like, he's going to at least see it twice, even on an incredibly busy weekend. So I'm awesome.
I did, and I have another showing scheduled this coming weekend with another listener, superfan Marshall,
nice.
coming down to Louisville to watch it with me in IMAX, because I think that's the best way to experience it. Mike, I'm almost scared to know what you think about this, man. You're setting me up here. You left me lead it. So how did you feel about Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2?
So this is, I don't know how exactly I came up with this analogy. It just kind of popped into my head as I was walking out of the theater. The best way I can describe this movie is like a combination of a Supreme pizza and a Meat Lover's pizza put on top of each other. It's just full of so much awesome stuff, and it's just totally unhealthy for you, but you just love every bite, and it's just annihilating your senses while you love it, and you're just like, oh, this is the best pizza ever. It's just the best way I can describe it. It's not like some sort of like dainty slive handcrafted with like organic seasonal home range ingredients. It's just like just an awesome greasy pizza, and I really had a good time watching it. It was so beautiful and vibrant. I mean, we talked about that just when the first trailer dropped, how much, CG was going to be in this movie, but it's almost kind of like going full tilt into it. Sometimes you'll have like maybe a gritty movie or a little bit more serious action movie, and you can always tell whenever they're trying to add too much CG to it, because it's just like, it doesn't feel real anymore, and you're trying to hit the serious tone. But when you have this movie that I would almost describe more as an action comedy, more than like action sci-fi with a little bit of that Marvel comedy. I mean, this just leans into the humor way more than any other Marvel movie out there, way more than the first Guardians, way more than Ant-Man. And then when you put on all of this like CG layer on top of it, it's just a visual circus for your eyes. It's just really crazy. So I'm still reeling, I feel like, from just my eyes being on the screen. You're totally right. Like, you can't get yourself out of the seat. I somehow found a break in the movie to run to the bathroom, and I literally ran because I didn't want to miss anything. But yeah, this movie's hilarious, which is funny. I don't think that's usually like the top like adjective you use for a Marvel movie, but yeah, this movie was like super fun. I think when we get into the spoiler cast, there are a couple things here or there that I wish they could have done better, but I don't think this movie failed in any regard, really. I was a little worried what you were going to say, just because I had talked to some people out here in our social group, and some people were a little mellow on the movie, and I was just like, I don't know how you can be mellow on this movie. It's just dialed to like 11 and 12 the whole time. Like, I agree. Like, I didn't really feel the length either. I just, like, nothing's, like, wasted. Like, I think I would be entertained by, like, a 3-hour director's cut of this movie, because it would just be crazy. But I think there's a whole lot we can talk about in this movie concerning, like, the future of Guardians, the futures of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. There's, like, so many fun Easter eggs, just, like, hilarious moments. But, yeah, I want to talk about all of the ramifications of all this new stuff in the spoiler cast, because I'm worried that I'm going to slip out of spoilers, so I'm just going to stop myself now.
That's smart. Yeah, you're going on a little bit there. To me, again, I think it's better than the first one. I don't know. Again, I don't know how anyone could. I can't find fault in this movie, Mike. Like, no matter how hard I sit here and think, like, I have to really like get a magnifying glass to nitpick this movie. And I was really worried about what you'd say about the CG, because I think it was a perfect example of CG. I didn't have any bad spots I noticed.
Well, I think it just fits the tone when you set up kind of a more lighthearted, kind of funny, just adventure. Anything that might have been unpassable, maybe in something like Doctor Strange that had a more serious tone. It just flies a lot easier in this. But yeah, I didn't really necessarily see anything that took me out of the immersion. But yeah, I would definitely recommend this movie. No problem doing that.
Yeah, no, not all. You do yourself a disservice by waiting to watch this on a small screen at the end of it. And as much as you've said, it's funny. This movie has so much heart in it as well, which was the surprising part. If you're worried that it's going to be all humor and no substance, the substance is there. The humor is just kind of that icing on the cake. You can have a great cake, right? But that icing is what really finishes it off. So I think it's a perfect storm of all these different things happening together at the same time to give us this great movie. And I'm still going to sit on the fence here. We'll talk about this more in the spoiler cast. I'm going to get your thoughts on it. But I think if you've not seen it, listen to the soundtrack before you go in. I think listening to it before you went in is better than listening to it after. But that's something we can discuss later of why that is. So
yeah, totally.
It's hard to talk about this without gushing over this movie. So we're gonna cut it off there. Be like, go see Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Tell us what you think, and listen to our spoiler cast, because we're gonna get into it. We're gonna have a good time with this next one. So that's for sure. But now that that's over, we gotta wait for the next movie, Mike. I'm sorry, we can't just have it right now. We have to wait for the next one, which is Spider-Man Homecoming, and we got some news on that one. So, Spider-Man Homecoming, apparently there's new footage going to debut tonight, Mike.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Is it what, the MTV Music Awards or something going on tonight?
Or Movie Awards. I'm not too sure, but it's one of the MTV award shows. I think it's maybe TV and movie. I think they've combined it now, and now they give out the awards together. But it makes sense. MTV's always going for that younger audience. They're gonna give you some new Spidey over there. Who knows how much footage it's gonna be? I would imagine probably like a commercial spot or something like that, maybe like 30 seconds.
Yeah, so they're definitely hyping that up. And there's another topic later we'll discuss that's going to be there tonight. But I mean, it is the MTV Movie and TV Awards, and where we get the best kiss. Who's gonna get the best kiss award? Mike, I don't know. I don't know. Best villains and stuff like that. So these aren't real, like, these are fun awards. They're fun awards. So it's going to be interesting to see what they bring tonight, because this is the second time I think the actress Zendaya and the guy who's playing Spider-Man, can't think of his name. Tom Holland, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
They did a lip sync battle against each other to help, like, to start the promotion of the movie last week or this week, and now they're kicking off into this, and then so all the marketing for Spider-Man is about to be shoved in our faces, and including is a yearly calendar. It looks like for next year, if you want a 2018 calendar, there's one coming out for Spider-Man Homecoming that gives us some new images here. Nothing spoilery, but just kind of some fun stuff to look at here.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about you, but I don't think I need a calendar for next year with a year-old movie on it. So, but all right.
Yeah, so we're obviously not the audience for this, but there might be some 12-year-old kid who's like, I want to get my life on track early and figure out what's going on. And I really like Spider-Man.
All those 12-year-olds with such confusing lives, they got so much going on.
Yeah, well, I mean, if they don't have a cell phone they're using on their calendar, I mean, heaven forbid. These are probably the ones you see in malls, those mall kiosks that have all the calendars that no one's buying. So, yeah, there's some images there. I mean, nothing really spoiler. We see a lot of Spider-Man in his suits and Vulture, and the homemade suit is the one I really want to point out, because the more I look at it, the closer we get here, the more it looks like that Scarlet Spider Ben Reilly outfit with the cut-off hoodie and the blue underneath. So
yeah, and that was like a really big rumor like early last year when we were talking about this new Spider-Man outfit that may or may not be, and there was some rumor out there that said, oh, it's going to kind of look like, this kind of homemade outfit from this one artist, and obviously it ended up being this version of it that we're talking about now. Yeah,
that's okay. I mean, I don't mind it. It's cool. It's different, and we'll see what it can do whenever the movie comes out later this year. But here's the big thing, Mike. On a podcast earlier this week, actor Dave Bautista, who plays Drax in Guardians of the Galaxy movies, said that Marvel is looking to reacquire the full rights to Spider-Man.
Oh, so there's a whole lot you have to take away from that. Where, first of all, you have, it's Dave Bautista. So he is just one chain in the long link of Guardians of the Galaxy, but he is also just an actor too, so it's hard for me to imagine he's privy to too much information.
they are filming Infinity War, so he's at least on set with Spider-Man and those people. And if he say, and the way he said this, he's like, hey, it's rumor and stuff like that. He's at least heard it from someone, probably on set. So I mean, whether it comes down to truth or not, he's at least heard it on set. Is what it boils down to. And the more we talk about how Sony is banking all their money on the Emoji Movie, I mean, I don't see this. I mean, if they're like, well, if the Emoji Movie fails, we're giving up on movies for good. I don't see this being a far shot on that, really, to do that. So
yeah, and I would assume it's also fair that Marvel Studios is always trying to reacquire the rights of Spider-Man. So I'm sure that that's part of it too. But I hope it's a true rumor. Maybe when Sony announced all of these other Spider-Man movies like Venom and these Spider Lady movies, I don't exactly remember the female Spider-Man movies.
Maybe Black when they Cat, Silver Sable characters. Yeah.
Maybe when they saw the reaction out there on the internet, they're just like, oh man, we were kind of hoping for a little bit more excitement out in the world. So maybe they're just like, maybe we should cut our losses with superhero movies. And maybe develop something else. So, obviously, I'm crossing my fingers and hoping it's true.
Yeah, and I think, they Marvel, like, Sony was going to have, like, an Aunt May movie and the Sinister Six movie, and they always bank on all these Spider-Man movies that never come to fruition, they announce. So, if they don't come to fruition, I'm not really going to cry myself to sleep, so to speak, except maybe if they cancel the animated Spider-Man movie, I'll cry myself to sleep with happiness. So... but yeah, I mean, I'm cool with that. That's a good rumor to start the weekend off with. So we'll go with that. And like I said, they're filming Avengers: Infinity War right now, Mike. Here's a fun fact: someone I know that I've worked with in the past is actually now on set as a set worker for Infinity War, and maybe giving us some information. So I don't have anything offhand. And I'm going to keep it very vague so as they don't get in trouble, as you may have noticed. But if it does come true and then that person does get those chances, we may have some exclusive scoops on our hand and over the coming year, Mike.
Ooh, that sounds like some unprecedented access to me.
Yes, which also you can get for Infinity War if you give money to, I forget the campaign here, but
it's Omaze.
Omaze. So Robert Downey Jr., if you put in money, you're entered in for a chance to be like an on-set, unprecedented access to Infinity War with, it looks like, the cast and crew. And there's this video here from Robert Downey Jr. just being kind of silly, which it's good that he's being silly. I like that his ego is not above this, you know. And has Tom Holland, looks like Chris Pratt's Star-Lord stand-in one of the sets, one of the scenes. Yeah, I don't know. What do you make of this, Mike? I mean, to me, it wasn't too much kind of running gun, forget about it, but
basically the thing I'm taking away from this is we have this big Avengers movie filming right now. Obviously, giant sets, tons of people, crazy schedules going all over the place. I believe this is all located down in probably some giant airplane hangar in Georgia somewhere.
Yeah, it's I think Pinewood, Atlanta is where they're filming.
Yeah, so, and I think that's like where all of that production is going on, and all the other Marvel movies as well. So I would just imagine they just have all of these like the most super famous superheroes that we would all want to see in person, just like walking down hallways, walking in the hangars, like, oh, I just finished up filming Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. I'm just going to go ahead and walk over to my next movie, which is Avengers. And they all have these different sets built. It just must be a crazy place to walk around. So it's just kind of cool to see some of the background of that happening and all of these actors just like floating around. It just looks really cool. I would love to win this contest myself. That would be amazing. But I think it's just setting in that Avengers is kind of the next big ensemble movie, and it's coming next year. And that just seems like, that just blows me away. It's coming on so quickly. And I think it's just because Civil War honestly felt like the last Avengers movie. So I feel like we're getting all these movies back to back. Not only that, we're getting three Marvel movies just this year, baby. So it's just getting really crazy. It's getting really amped up. So I'm getting excited, man.
Yeah, we are less than a year away from Infinity War, the next big Avengers movie, the culmination, essentially, of the first Avengers movie, coming up in Avengers Infinity War and Avengers 4. It looks like the set they're on is the same set they showed in the original, like, we've just started production video, and Tom Holland's wearing the same clothes. So they probably filmed all this back several months ago when they started. And I assume they've got to be finishing Infinity War sooner than later, and then starting on Part 4, or I guess Avengers 4. So, and my guess is they'll keep all the sets the same. So, who knows about that? But I think it's a cool video and worth a watch. And if you want to donate for a good cause and get a chance in and win, let us know what you see. Despite the legal agreements you will sign saying do not talk about what you saw, we will keep you secret. But we're going to talk about this next thing. I can't avoid this. I've tried to avoid this, and I don't want to. We got to talk about the Inhumans picture that came out this week, Mike.
Yes, big reveal.
We've had the first poster, and what's really funny about this poster is I made a comment. I believe I shared it on our Facebook page, saying, "Hey, this is." Now my new phone screen background, and yes, it is indeed my phone screen background. I did not wait 1 minute to do that, and I think it's a cool looking teaser poster. Mike, what do you think about this?
Yeah, I mean, they're basically leaning into, I guess, the only real Inhumans branding that's out there for the royal family, which is kind of Black Bolt's signature icon, I guess, if you will. I'm curious,
the House of Boltagon tuning fork kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm curious, since they're kind of showing outer space here, if they're going to go to maybe other areas, because like you've told me before, you're the one that always educates me about the royal family and the Inhumans, because you're one of the few people out there that I think consider Inhumans like one of their favorite Marvel properties ever. I think some people dabble in it, but you seem to know everything. So something about the Inhumans, they're kind of out there cosmically a little bit. Don't they like live on a planet or something?
Well, so originally they were located on what was called the blue area of the moon, which was like a special bubble where like the Inhumans and their society lived, and Inhumans would never find them there until the Fantastic Four came along. So this kind of looks like it might be located like maybe that's the moon area, like that could be because it's like maybe a moon area. It looks like it might be it's not just an image. It looks like it might be breaking into something. I don't know if it's other dimensions. I don't know. I really don't know why, but they've always been located on the quote unquote blue area of the moon until like the 90s. So I honestly can't glean too much more from that, other than the fact it's blue and Terrigen and the crystals and the original logo from their series in the 90s. So
well, luckily we don't just have the poster to go off this week.
Yeah, luckily. We have our first look at the royal family in their costumes. And Mike, go ahead and tell us what you think of it.
I feel like you're waiting for me to tear it apart or something.
Well,
I think out of these, what do we got here? We got 6. I think 5 of them look pretty decent. I think the really odd standout here is Medusa for sure.
Yes.
The hair just looks very bizarre. It obviously looks like a wig, and I understand her powers deal with her hair, and we should be seeing some shape-shifting hair that kind of moves on its own. But what I can go off in this picture is it just looks really weird. I felt like maybe the color should be toned down a little bit. It seems orange. Isn't it supposed to be red?
It depends. It's very, very vibrant red. This is very bright, like red orange, but there's more red. The set photos look much better than the coloration that we're seeing here. Ironically.
And I really don't want to go into like judging the human and female anatomy, but the dress seems to position some things very oddly on this person. So I don't know if that's just the photo. It just seems it's just a bizarre look. Obviously, out of all these characters, she stands out the most. So I'm just hoping it looks different on screen. But everybody else looks pretty cool. I mean, I'm not too familiar with these cast, so we're gonna get kind of 2 really opposite, I guess, points of view on the Inhumans, which is good. So you're going to be able to look at this from somebody who knows the Inhumans in and out. I'm just looking at them as almost like just a brand new thing showing up on my screen this fall. So Black Bolt, it'll be interesting to see if he gets maybe some sort of mask in the future. But yeah, everybody else looks pretty cool. I'm kind of curious why our Game of Thrones actor Ramsay Bolton, I don't remember his actual name, but he's back there in the corner. I'm just surprised that he's kind of all the way in the back. Usually sometimes when they organize these cast photos, they almost kind of try to shuffle them, usually based on maybe their popularity or how famous they are. And I was just expecting him, coming from Game of Thrones, like literally like the biggest TV show ever, he might be more front and center, but maybe they're doing it more tactically based on the layout of the family.
Well, so a couple things here. I don't mind the costumes, and I totally get pictures suck when you compared to live, like moving stuff. So I appreciate you taking that cautious approach on this, Mike. Because again, if we look at the original Thor photos, his suit looks plasticky until you see it in the movie, and then it looks like it's metal and stuff like that.
The textiles here are fine. Like, I don't think anything's wrong with the fabric, so that's good.
And the thing is, her hair is 95+% CGI in the show. Because she controls it, and they have to move it around. So why they decided to go with this photo and that coloration, mind-boggling, to be honest. However, from left to right, we have Gorgon, Karnak, Black Bolt, Medusa, Crystal, and his brother, I just spaced on it, Maximus. There we go. And there is a 7th character that they're not showing here because he is pure CGI, and that's Triton, and he's an underwater fish man looking dude. But this is a throwback to the 1997 series Inhumans cover, where they had them all arranged like that, Black Bolt in the front and the characters spanning off behind them. So that's why Maximus is off in the back a little bit.
Gotcha. That explains the order. Okay.
And he also has that look on his face like, I'm about to, sow some distrust and maybe cause a mutiny here. Other than that, the wall behind him matches that image we just looked at, and that's like the break in the wall, like the symbol there. And to me, I just want to see it in action. Like I can look at pictures all day, but that's not really what the TV show / movie's about. So I want to see a little bit more. I want to see some finalized stuff. I know they're working hard on it, and I want to see some more stuff. Did you see IMAX Guardians in IMAX or not, Mike?
No, I saw a normal 2D run-of-the-mill movie. So
there is a IMAX specific preview that runs with it for the Inhumans, and it's just dialogue over the logo, but it's about it's from the character Maximus here, like kind of starting that seeds of distrust and like overthrow the monarchy kind of deal. So yeah, I'm okay with it because I understand what's going to have to go in to make this work. If they want Medusa to be really Medusa, they have to CGI her hair, and they have to give us a picture right now. So whatever. I'm indifferent. I've had to defend it all weekend, so I'm just.
we will wait and see.
Yeah, I get it. It's not a great picture, so I totally agree. It's not a good picture, but I think the final product will blow us away. So there we go with the Inhumans, and now we're going to talk about probably the thing that surprised us the most this week. I got to say, is the Defenders dropped their first trailer this week, man, like right in front of us. And I didn't even know what was happening. Like that was
no pomp and circumstance. I was kind of expecting the first Avengers style thing to hit Netflix to be a big deal, maybe get announced ahead of time. But yeah, this just dropped out of nowhere. But Netflix sometimes is pretty low key about that. You never really know when something's about to pop out. So yeah, we got the Defenders. Man, it was a shock.
Yeah, it was. So like Monday they were doing like some sort of Elektra teaser, like. The Netflix shows do like daily like little clips from the old show and stuff like that, and they were showing off stuff. And then this trailer dropped the next day, and I gotta say they used the Nirvana song "Come As You Are," and it's pretty effective throughout this trailer here. And we get to see the return of the characters: Daredevil, Luke Cage, Jessica Jones. We just got rid of Iron Fist, and he's already back. It looks like Misty Knight is in it. Claire Temple, I forget her, Colleen Wing. I was going to call her by an actress name. And then it looks like, again, Elektra returning there at the end. So I got to say, I'm really excited to see them all together. The dynamic looks like it's working better in this show than the last show we just watched from Netflix.
Yeah, it was really great to see them all together. I still feel like I just need like the first episode to just kind of cure me of the seeds of discontent that Iron Fist had given me. So hopefully that'll just be over very quickly once I start streaming this awesome show, which seems to look really awesome because there's a lot of awesome things in this trailer because I can't use that word enough. Watching Luke Cage punch Iron Fist and say, "You're what? You're Iron Fist?" Like, I just really liked that because that's really what we needed in Iron Fist was just somebody called Dan Huran on all of his dumb behavior. So I'm hoping Luke Cage gets plenty of that going on in the show. There's lots of really fun, witty banter. It looks like Stick is back to kind of maybe wrangle them all together, kind of Nick Fury style. So there's a lot of good going on here. A lot of people are kind of making fun of them kind of for using the hallway thing again. The hallway is almost a Netflix meme for these shows right now. So I don't know if maybe they're just going to crank it up and give us the best hallway scene ever and then maybe back off them for the future. But I guess there's only so many things you can do in New York City. You know, It's either you're fighting in a park, on the street, or in a hallway.
Well, if you're fighting outside, you're going to draw Avengers' attention. So if you're fighting in a hallway, that's why the Avengers don't show up.
Yeah, that's true.
So I think that's not that. So the best part of this hallway fight scene is they're all working together. It looks like Jessica Jones throws somebody, Luke Cage punches somebody, Iron Fist jumps off the wall and hits somebody. Like it looks like that's going to be a great scene because a lot of the footage is taken from that hallway. It looked like even Elektra and Daredevil fighting there in the hallway, and who is wearing the scarf of Jessica Jones as his mask.
Yeah, I thought that was really great. I think it's gonna be an awesome team up. The trailer, I would guess, is slightly underwhelming. I guess just because you kind of compare it to maybe a bigger movie event, and you're just like, oh, well, you got to remember these are just kind of street level characters. It's almost just more about how they interact, not necessarily with all the craziness that's going on. But there's a really cool shot where it looks like they're all in a room or something. Maybe some sort of explosion or shockwave goes off, and you can see like kind of Luke Cage like flying back in slow motion. That was really cool. It looks like the Hand is going to be the bad guys in this. I don't know how Sigourney Weaver really goes into that, but we got to see a shot of her in the trailer, so that looks really intense. I'm excited. I think I was more excited to see Stick come back than anything, just because I love his character so much, and he's just so no-nonsense type of character, and I love that. So this is cool, man. I'm excited. I mean, I was already excited.
It's great. I like their. I think we've seen them all individually deal with their own things. They've all got their own personalities. Now we get to see them work together or against each other. Who knows? how they're going to start off, but they do this culmination after 5 years of us being excited for this finally happening this August, and it was really good to see, and I'm excited for the Defenders. So and they gave us a new poster, but we unveiled the poster a couple weeks ago. It was leaked with a cake somewhere, so it's just the characters in their respective colors highlighted. So. But yeah, other than that, I think it's a good song. I think it's a good first trailer for us. We have till August. We have a lot to get through before we even think about August. So
well, yeah, and also on top of that, I mean, you got the Defenders, a TV team up, and also the Inhumans, kind of like a TV team, both hitting us in the fall at the same time. Mm-hmm. I think they're going to get compared no matter what, just because you have a showrunner that went from a Netflix show is now going to Inhumans. They're both going to be on relatively at the same time. I think they're going to get a lot of comparisons going, which is going to be unfortunate for the Inhumans, just because the budgets just and the creativity are just not on the same level. So if I had to pit the two against each other, I think that the Defenders is hopefully going to be on top. But crossing my fingers that the Inhumans somehow can just bring some magic that I'm not expecting.
We'll just take the joy in the fact they're both 8 episodes. We don't have to sit through 13 hours of either one of them. Just 8 hours. And I honestly think the Inhumans has a higher budget due to the IMAX branding on the per episode. But again, we'll have to see. We don't know what we get a lot after how Iron Fist was received and this Inhumans photo is received. We have a lot that's up in the air on what's going to happen coming this fall.
Yeah, it makes it a little uneasy, but we're hoping.
A little uneven. It's all better than Gotham, though, right? It's all better than no.
We'd have to watch it to know.
Yeah, well, I was talking to superfan Jason, who still watches it, and he's like, "This show's awful, but I just can't look away." So it's good to know. That was good to know for that. So we'll go with that. But that's not the only superhero show we're getting this fall, Mike. We're getting tons of superhero shows this fall.
Yes.
Like, more than we can shake a stick at. Wink, wink. But the next one up is Runaways, which kind of caught us off guard as well. It's ordered 2 series at Hulu already. The pilot was done, I guess, and approved, and we're going to get Runaways. We can't avoid it now. So it's definitely happening. And with that, we got our first leaked video of the series that looked like a Hulu press conference. Or something, and we watched it right before this. Mike, what did you think of it? What did you take away from it, knowing probably the least about the Runaways between the two of us?
Yeah, well, it looks pretty cool, actually. It's hard to tell because we're kind of looking at a cam footage here, so we're not really getting the full impact of the trailer. But I kind of like this mysterious vibe that they're putting on it. It seems like our heroes, which are going to be these kids, are gonna end up like finding unraveling a mystery, which is kind of cool. So adding a mystery element to superheroes is, I think, gonna be fun. I like the idea that their parents are the villains. Obviously this is all a concept that's been out there forever. They're not like reinventing the Runaways like from scratch, but it'll be interesting because I think this will be the first time I dive into a Hulu original. Like, I've had like the premium Hulu commercial free service like for months now, for a long time actually, probably like close to a year maybe. I've had it for a while, and I haven't watched any Hulu originals, so I guess they're making this for a reason to kind of get me into there. So I'm hoping it's good. I want to see what they can bring to the table. The characters all have a very unique look. They have like this coming soon photo that you can check out in our show notes, and all the characters look very kind of almost quirky. They almost look like they're maybe torn from a comic book page with their looks, but this seems more lighthearted, and the trailer seems a lot darker, so it's kind of hard to tell the vibe,
Yeah, so they show a lot of powers, and they show the darkness, and again, it's all about their parents are supervillains, and they're dealing with that fact. And it's funny you mentioned the image of that, because again, if you look at our show notes here, which I'm adding just for you, Mike, you can take a look at the comic book cover that they're paying homage to. So if you click into it, you can actually see they took the image of the characters from that Runaways book and just kind of translated it to real life with that.
The character there on the left with the glasses and the purple hair looks surprisingly like my wife.
Yeah,
with the hair and the glasses.
So the
characters look like they're ripped off a comic book page. Yeah,
they do. They fit it really well, and they all look like they have something different to bring to the table, which I think is really cool. When you have a team of super powered people. But we're gonna go left to right, Mike, and I'm gonna tell you who they are. Are you ready for this? You ready?
Bring it on.
Break it down. To left we have actress Rhenzy Feliz as Alex Wilder, who is a tactically minded geek. So she's like the tactical person there with the glasses. Lyrica Okano is Nico Minoru, a goth girl with arcane power. Now her mother actually appeared in Doctor Strange. I think I forget her name, something Minoru. She was one of the disciples of
gotcha.
Caecilius. So hopefully they I don't know if they have the same actress coming over from that, but if they
would be really cool.
That would be the best. So that's one thing going on there. Then we have Virginia Gardner as Karolina Dean. Well, maybe these aren't in order. I don't know. But there's an alien whose parents masquerade as popular actors. I believe that's him. Yeah. So Ariela Barer as Gert Yorkes, an intelligent punk and a daughter of time travelers. Okay, that actually may be the girl on the left. I don't know. I've got them all out of order.
You can tell we're not casting directors here.
Yeah. Gregg Sulkin as Chase Stein, a high school jock who is the son of super scientist. He's the guy in the kind of right there.
Yeah, I think it's easy to point out the jock in this photo here.
Yeah. And Allegra Acosta is Molly Hernandez. In the comics, she's Molly Hayes, the youngest member of the group who's endowed with super strength. She's on the far right.
It is kind of cool to see this group of people having the majority of them be women. That's pretty cool. I like that idea that most of these kind of superhero kids are going to end up being chicks. That's awesome.
Yeah. So I actually apologize. Rhenzy Feliz is the guy in the middle. I got them all out of order when I was copying. Because I just found his Twitter. So he's the guy in the middle. He's a tactical genius there. So I've not read the Runaways comic books. I've read the synopsis, but I do have it downloaded. And the Nico Minoru girl there, the second one from the left, she has a staff that I think her mother used that she steals it from him when she runs away, and it's interesting. So,
well, I do believe friend of the show Quentin Parker, I believe he has read the Runaways, so maybe we can get him on the show when the first couple episodes drop, and we can kind of talk about it.
Nah, we don't need him. No, we're good. No, it's cool. Yeah, I'll have read the series by the time the show hits this fall. And we'll talk more about it there. So really excited for the Runaways to get an order. That's a great new idea that they're going with. So good for them. On the other side of the TV front, have you been keeping up with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Mike?
Yeah, actually, I had the opportunity to kind of binge watch a bunch of the episodes I was behind on. Now, I didn't see the most recent episode this week, but I am majority caught up.
Okay. There's 2 left in the season. But the one of the heads at ABC has pretty much said that the show will be renewed for season 5, even though their ABC I think is a late renewal channel compared to like the CW, who's like, oh, we're gonna renew all our shows in January before they even know if their shows are any good or not. So,
yeah. Well, I mean, that was a big question for us. We talked about this pretty extensively last year when they said that they were moving to that 10 p.m. time slot because, that's a really big question mark. Well, it gives them the opportunity to go darker, but at the same time, they're not in that primo time slot anymore. So, I guess that's cool, but I also always said that they were going to keep that show alive, whether it was good or bad, just because they needed it. But the show is not Arrow level bad. And it's not as bad as it used to be. I would say, to me, it's serviceable, but for other people out there, they really like it. So I think it kind of fits if you need it to fit.
I think this season they've had a lot more fun with it in that 10 p.m. time slot, and that's kind of come through a little bit more. They're like, oh, we can do whatever we want to do, kind of a little bit. And this last pod there's had that. We had Ghost Rider this year, the Life Model Decoy season, and more. And I think they're really pulling some Marvel stuff that we'll never see in the movies and into the TV show, and I really hope they get a season 5. If Arrow season 4 can get renewed, S.H.I.E.L.D. season 4 can get renewed. It's much better than that was.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm all on board. I want to see more Shield. My wife likes it. It's one of our we try to watch it on Tuesday, but 10 o'clock's pretty late here for us, and we watch it together. So we try to hit it Wednesday at the latest if we can. So knock on wood for more Shield for us there. The Dark Tower officially got its first trailer this week. We had a leaked trailer several months ago, and this one's much different than that one was. And it's my first experience into the Dark Tower, Mike, and probably yours as well. So lay it on me. What do you think of this Dark Tower trailer? What do you think?
Yeah, well, over here at Superhero Slate, we'll be the first to admit that we're not really invested in the Dark Tower. We haven't really read the books. I don't really know if there's any other adaptations of this out there, but I don't think we're really big Stephen King heads either. But, this seems like it's going to be a big sci-fi summer blockbuster movie, and we've talked about that there might be HBO tie-ins with TV shows, but we finally got this trailer, and it's an all right trailer. I mean, I think if I didn't know it was based off a really popular book, I would just be like, this could be good. It didn't really blow me away. There was some kind of cool shots of him reloading his gun, and there was some cool shots of him reloading his gun in ways that were totally impossible, maybe over the top and hard to believe. So it's kind of hard to judge it off that.
That's hard to believe, but the magician or the black sorcerer stopping glass from falling, totally buy it, right?
I mean, it's whatever's believable to you, man. But I mean, it looks like it might be fun. From most of the comments I saw out there on the internet, because I had to do some research since I don't know much about it, is I see a lot of people saying "don't suck, don't suck, don't suck, don't suck," which is something I saw a lot when the Ender's Game movie came out a couple years ago. Everybody crossing their fingers it didn't suck. So I don't know. Luckily, it's nice not being too invested in a franchise for a movie. So hoping I can just stroll into the movie and have a good time. I really like Matthew McConaughey. I love Idris Elba. I don't know who the little kid is, but I hope it all comes together. I mean, it seems like a cool idea.
Yeah. So I'm sold on this. I like Idris Elba. Matthew McConaughey is the villain. This kind of like Narnia, it reminds me of Narnia, like in a very generic way. Like you go from one world to the other through a portal kind of deal, and that portal is whatever it has to be. But Stephen King novels, from adaptations, books to movies, tend to be hit or miss.
Yeah,
there are good ones.
Yeah, sometimes they can literally be one of the best movies ever made, or they can be one of the worst movies ever made. It's actually kind of fascinating how big that scale is for those adaptations.
Yeah, and this year we have not one, not two, but I did some research and found 3 Stephen King movies being released this year. One was My Pretty Pony, which came out last month. It was an independent film. I don't know about it, but we have The Dark Tower and It. The remake of It coming out later this year, which I found out was part 1. I don't know if that has anything to do with like what it is.
I had no idea.
But The Dark Tower supposedly ties all Stephen King novels together and shows how they're all tied in this multiverse. But I'm on board. I'm gonna go watch this because I think the actors and the quality and maybe the time they're putting into it deserves my attention. And going to watch something that we don't have anything invested in might be good for us, Mike. It might save us a little bit of heartache or something.
Yeah, that might be a good idea, man.
So I'm down for The Dark Tower. Check out the first official trailer. We know we got fans out there who like it. Write us, tell us what you think of it. Do you buy it? Do you not buy it? I don't know. Another movie we're going to be watching later this year is Kingsman: The Golden Circle, and we got a Kentucky Derby teaser because apparently they are taking a trip to Louisville, Kentucky, where I work and make my money, because they are also known for their whiskey here. And it looks like the Kingsmen have to go to Louisville to find some secrets in the whiskey.
Yeah, this is one of the few times you're going to find box office comic book synergy with the Kentucky Derby. So I think that was kind of funny that they kind of took advantage of the opportunity and gave us kind of like a weird teaser. I'm not sure if it exists out there in full screen, but it looks like the version that we have linked in our show notes is probably from like an Instagram sponsored banner or something like that. But yeah, I think the most stuff I could see there that's new is I think there's a couple more shots of that bar fight scene with the lasso.
There is going to be an American version of the bar fight scene from the first one, it looks like.
Yeah, because and they're drinking some whiskey and they're like, oh, what's this? And they end up liking it. So there's some good Merca stuff in there.
Yeah, and Jeff Bridges is a big Kentucky Derby fan. He was on the TV a lot yesterday, and they had him doing something. So he was there, and he was, the movie. He's in the movie as well. So a lot of synergy right there, like you said, Mike. A lot going on for this show, this movie in Kentucky Derby. So
a lot of Southern synergy.
That's right, and so it looks like they're going to be doing that and having fun. So I'm excited for the Kingsman Golden Circle. I don't need to see any more trailers. I might watch one more, but I'm already sold on this one. So, yeah, you don't have to convince us. Chalk one up for the rumor mill, Mike. I know you're a big rumor guy. You love your rumors.
Yeah, I love them.
For the Batman, Josh Gad might be the Penguin in the new DC Extended Universe.
God, I do not know how I'm supposed to feel right now. The last time I saw Josh Gad was in that Beauty and the Beast movie, so I'm just trying to imagine that character as the Penguin. Obviously not working in my head. I think the last time they did this was with the Joker casting, and everyone was just like, hey, be careful now. Everybody freaked out when they cast Jared Leto as a Joker. Just give him a shot. And it didn't work out. So I don't know if this is going to work out. Basically, if Warner Brothers can just get their credibility back, maybe I can start trusting them. I mean, they did cast Joe, was it Manganiello, as Deathstroke?
Yeah.
And that was awesome casting, so I can applaud them there. But that's not too hard to cast. You just find some ripped dude, and that usually works. But Josh Gad is the Penguin? I mean, really? I mean, I guess was it Danny DeVito who played the Penguin the last time we saw him on screen?
Yeah, the last time we had a film version, it was Danny DeVito as the Penguin, and the Penguin was the main focus of kind of Batman Returns. With this one, I don't know how big. We don't know if the Penguin's going to be a big person or if it's going to be kind of like one of those, like, we can't really make the Penguin serious, so we're going to get a comedy actor to play him and make him fun kind of deal. But
oh gosh, I don't know.
Josh Gad has been stoking the fire, and I'm totally on board with this. Actually, I think.
Wow.
To me, the Penguin is not going to be the main villain of any DC Extended Universe movie ever. And I've come to accept that. But if he's like an ancillary character who's being kind of silly, kind of like the Scarecrow was in the later two Nolan Batman films, like he showed up every once in a while and was silly.
Maybe.
Because you can't take the Penguin seriously. Like a guy who looks and talks like a penguin and sends penguins out with missiles. It's over the top, and they're never going to make it work. So they might as well just have a little fun with it.
Yeah.
So I think Josh Gad's the person for it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really have a problem with Josh Gad. It seems like mental gymnastics to make this seem right. But obviously, it's a rumor. We'll just have to wait and see. I'd rather not have him in the movie.
How precious are you on the Penguin? Like, I mean, he's not going to be like, he's going to be in a couple scenes. If they go to Arkham Asylum, he's going to be in there.
I'm not precious, but I mean, like if they're making these like serious DC Extended Universe movies, like the Penguin just doesn't belong in them. Just don't put him in the movie.
I don't think they're going to go serious anymore. I think after all the hard lessons they had to learn with Batman v Superman, they're like, we gotta take a quote unquote Marvel approach and inject some humor into our stuff. So
we'll see, man. I hope you're right.
I'm on that side of the fence. Aquaman started production finally. We can confirm that after them like scouting for like a year trying to figure out where they're gonna film this. Like it's underwater. How hard can it be? But they started that. They gave us a new logo that I don't have linked here because it looks like the same logo, and they'll probably change it 30 times before we get the movie. So Aquaman's filming, Mike. We know it's coming, and it'll be here eventually.
All right. Good.
But not before Wonder Woman gives us a final trailer. This will be trailer number 5 at the MTV Movie Awards tonight.
Yeah, Warner Brothers has never been one to lack on the trailer count for sure. I'm really crossing my fingers with this movie. I don't need to watch the trailer. I just need to see the movie, and hopefully it is serviceable.
Yes, I believe Wonder Woman is June 2nd, if I can double check here. I'm going to pull up my site and double check it. That looks like it is not telling me when it's coming out, so that's great.
Well, Chris, if you would just go to superheroslate.com and go to our upcoming release pages, you would obviously see that June 2nd is the release date for Wonder Woman.
Well, that's what I was going to, and I scrolled a little too far past it. But yes, so it's June 2nd. That's what I thought. Less than a month away. Tickets are on sale. I don't feel an urgent desire to buy my tickets too far ahead of time on this one, Mike. But I might, just because who knows how popular this could be. If we're gonna see that first weekend, we gotta get in there. I don't want to be spoiled, even on my DC movies. So yeah, we might talk the final trailer if it's good enough to blow my mind, and convince you to watch it. But other than that, yeah, new trailer night. Woo, go team! A movie that kind of looks like it's gonna slip through the fingers of most of the people, so I want to bring it up here, is a movie called Kill Switch coming out, and we got our first trailer for the film, and it stars Dan Stevens, who was in Beauty and the Beast and is the title character in Legion. And this is going to video on demand first and then theaters. So if you don't want to watch it in theaters, you could probably find a method to download it and watch it beforehand. But what do you think of this trailer, Mike?
I mean, VOD first seems about right, honestly. Okay. Just with this trailer, the CG seems a little under-polished. I don't know if that's budget or time or what's going on there. Maybe it's just when the trailer was edited. Seems like the idea looks kind of cryptic. There seems maybe be some sort of reversal of time or slow-mo effects going on here. It's very mysterious, but I do like Dan Stevens. He's kind of hitting the scene really hard right now, and I'm kind of enjoying it. So, I mean, if this is a hit in VOD, I wonder if maybe we'll see it on Netflix or Hulu or Amazon pretty quickly. But, yeah, I mean, like, I'm always down for, like, an interesting sci-fi concept.
Yeah, so what I noticed was there looks to be some first-person points of view. Kind of like that Hardcore Henry movie. And I don't know if the whole movie is like that or what, because they don't give you hardly anything. They're not very nice on this. So, I mean, I don't know what's going on there.
And it's coming out soon, too, and this is the kind of the first we saw of it. So, yeah, this is kind of very, like, under the radar, like you said. Usually, if you're not getting a trailer, like, a year in advance, like a lot of these other big movies, you know, the studio's just kind of testing it out. Hopefully, it goes off well. So, I don't know. Hopefully, there's some fun original concepts here. But, Dan Stevens, that's the only reason I'm interested. If it was just some other throwaway actor from just, like, a movie I didn't care about, you know, I would just be like, I don't care.
yeah, and who knows? They may have filmed this movie years ago and be like, you know what? He's making a big name now. We need to release it finally. So I don't know. I'm not overly hopeful, but I did want to say, hey, if you see Kill Switch and check it out, let us know. And here's a little hype for next week is that Blade Runner 2049 has a trailer dropping on us tomorrow. And I'm kind of excited to talk about that. If anyone's a big Blade Runner fans out there, let us know, because that trailer.
This just reminds me. I believe friend of the show Brian, at some point in time, did let me know which version of the original Blade Runner I should watch.
I think it was Patrick.
Was it Patrick? Okay, well, I have forgotten, so I need to figure it out again, because obviously I need to actually watch Blade Runner for serious before I go see this sequel, and I don't know which version to watch. I'm not watching it multiple times. I'm doing one watching, and that's all they're going to get out of me, so I got to figure out which one it is. I thought it was maybe like the director's final cut I was supposed to watch. I don't know. Let me know if anybody out there thinks they need to know what I need to watch.
Yeah, I tell Mike what he needs to watch, and then make sure you tell him multiple times so he remembers it. Set an alarm.
I will forget.
I don't know when Blade Runner 2049 comes off the top of my head. It's not on our site yet, but I'm looking forward to Blade Runner 2049. Hopefully it's not another movie where Harrison Ford gets himself killed before the end of it, just because that's what he likes to do in his movies. So Blade Runner, there you go, Harrison Ford movie. Ryan Gosling as well. Looking forward to that. Lastly, the latest news today is Edge of Tomorrow 2 is kind of confirmed. They gave us a title, and I don't know how serious they are on this title because it sounds stupid. So Edge of Tomorrow was retitled later to Live, Die, Repeat. That's what you will see it on the store. And the sequel is called Live, Die, Repeat, and Repeat.
All right. Well, first of all, I'm excited that this movie's getting made. I mean, this one was a sleeper. I don't know if you want to say hit, because I don't know if the box office was really indicative of how awesome the movie actually was. Tom Cruise, even though he's kind of crazy in real life, surprisingly makes good movies. I honestly am only interested in the Mummy movie mainly because Tom Cruise is in it, and he usually puts on a good show. So I was excited when I saw Edge of Tomorrow, and it was actually really good. I'm curious how a sequel is going to work, but you know, I kind of compare this to almost like Pacific Rim. You know, it was just like a fun sci-fi action time. There's, I guess, a little bit more finesse in Edge of Tomorrow, but it was just awesome. I believe they came out maybe even in the same summer, or at least within a year of each other. So it's cool to see a sequel. It looks like Emily Blunt's returning. But yeah, weird title, man. Weird title.
Yeah, it is. Hopefully, I mean, they just can't title this movie right, man. They got to get a good one to go with it. So I know it was based on a comic book. I don't know if the sequel will be, but if they go for it, sure. Why not? Tom Cruise always has a good, fun summer movie for us. So there's that. So that's it for the show this week. We got to record our spoiler cast. So we're going to bounce a little bit early, get out of here, and do that. Mike, if people want to see, maybe you give them some sneak peeks of some drawings you're doing. Where can they find that out?
Well, they can follow me at Mike Royer Design on Twitter and Instagram, and you can read my webcomics at pickledcomics.com. Chris, I believe you were in a super fancy Kentucky Derby photo shoot. If people want to catch maybe what that looked like, where can they follow you?
Oh, well, then you can find me on Twitter at Valdan, VALDAN, and you can check us out on Comic UI and listen to my other show, Filmside Chats, if you want to, and from there. So, yeah, I'll post some stuff up there. I was posting some Guardians 2 fun song stuff today, so check that out as well. In the meantime, even though we've changed a bunch of stuff, Mike, we're still the same show. Where can people find us at in case they're confused and lost and need to feel safe?
Well, as always, please visit superheroslate.com. That is the best place to find all the avenues we host a show and to get our show notes, so you don't have to track down all these links to all these trailers. You get it all in one place on our website. So you can find us on iTunes, YouTube, Google Play Music, SoundCloud, Stitcher, Tumblr. You can subscribe and get us right in your email inbox. You can like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, follow us on Instagram, and you can pick up some Superhero Slate merch at superheroslate.com/a-store. We really love that. If you're a fan of the show, please consider leaving us a review wherever you listen to the show. We really love that, and we love the interaction. If you want to drop us a comment, leave us a like, we love all that, and we read all the comments, and we love the feedback. And if you're a super fan of the show, super simple. All you got to do is share the show with a friend, share the show with a buddy, and we will be here every week until we die.
Yeah, until we can't really run out of... There's always going to be shows. We're always going to have news. But I guess the biggest thing for me is take a little time, check out our YouTube stuff going forward every once in a while. Just see what we're up to. I think Mike's artwork is enough to be admired, and we're trying to make it a little more spicier than just the stuff we were slapping up there before. So, all right, man. Well, we're out of here. We're gonna record the Spoilercast. We'll catch you guys next week.
All right, bye, everybody.
Thanks for listening, and don't forget to subscribe.
Okay, luckily we have plenty of Guardians of the Galaxy one-liners that we could intro this episode and the Spoilercast with. So take your pick.